I have one little bitty stretch of land here that is enough for me. It's enough for me to just get into the love of that, the radiation of the love of the plants. The plants have nothing but love and healing for us. And I can just entrance myself into just being within that and being with it really. See, I'm ultra sensitive. See, I think there's a lot of people like that up here. And they might be, they might, we need to communicate more. Like, let's keep it a sanctuary for people like this, us who, um, see, we're in such a time of transitioning that people like us will start just going like this. See, we are not considered or respected or even cared for. That we would pipe up about, let's do quality control. Oh my God, don't use asphalt there. And would you think twice? Really? Is that a real conversation about how they defend themselves to your reaction to how that they do something wrong? It's called reactive abuse, by the way, when they come back and it's like, how, we are learning. I don't know about you, but I'm learning how to just stay calm through it and just recognize what is obvious. Just the fact is when you drop a seed that way, when you first respond and say, "Excuse me, no," that's all you need. I've already explained that. And what happens is that they start to get a conscience. You're not here to not wake up. You are here to wake up. And if you're next to somebody, just next to somebody who is a little bit more wakey than you, just if you turn attention to them and they look at you in your eyes, you're going to get zapped. That's not a rumor. That's real in India. They say no, if you're with the master and you spend any amount of time and they turn your attention to you and they look at you and give you a wink, say goodbye to your old self. You're now going to be transformed forever. I didn't just say it's a horrible thing. No, you're going to become better and better, more alive, less disease, be more present to your body, get into you what you need to honor this existential reality. Do you realize, oh my God, I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about now, but how long has it been? How you like my last video? Can't seem to upload it right now, but we are real. You can't keep, just because we don't have like any financial status at all, and just because we are feared, and just cast it out. And a lot of times we do without. We are intact without the world. Period. Fuck that place. And society itself, yeah, needs the ones who, we're not outcasted. We're just like kind of like whatever. We try to share ourselves, right, and we get used. It's kind of like, well, yeah, I love how it used to be, where we got together and we shined together. But you notice in the narcissistic society and the society that well, if you really do have something of value, they'll try and steal it from you, right? And they take the credit, right? That's the worst of the vibration you'll get from that society who just thinks, no, you don't know how to play if you're not playing like that. And they think you're stupid when you're setting yourself out and making yourself vulnerable. And it's like, no, we're just giving you a chance to learn how to become a human being. Something comes out of being vulnerable, and say it's called sacrifice, and then you start sharing what you have to contribute back, if it's anything at all. You found, back to the joy thing, that it really just, it doesn't make you bored, that's for sure. It just says, now, wasn't that a nice dusting off and refreshment, just away from blasting away, chipping away at, dusting off of the mundane fucking life, everyday life. Thank your artists for getting fed up enough, really feeling enough. it's boring without a feeling. And without just say, hey, a check-in. Hey, how are you feeling? Have you eaten today? What I was trying to say in my last video, during any kind of transit with Neptune, especially while Neptune's going. See, Neptune is I am naturally Neptunian. I have a Neptune trine ascendant, and there's going to be a thing happening when Neptune goes into Aries. It's going to trine. It's going to set off a grand trine, and all I'm trying to be is good to myself. Really, would be good to you guys and the rest of humanity. Like for everybody, we need to take care of ourselves so that we can contribute. If it's through this thing or however it is, we are here in radiation, and no matter what, our presence is affecting. And see, I just happen to we all come from the time era of knowing that there are actors and actresses. See, this is the thing I want to bring up with the Leonian planets and the Mercury going to go retrograde and hit Pluto like 3 times or something. Yeah, it opposes Pluto once, and then it's going to go back and hit it once again, and then it's going to do it again. When it does this, it's going to light up the fact of the spotlight show, the theme of actors and actresses. See, like what just had to happen with the Donald Trump thing. See, the thing about that whole thing, babes, is that see, you have to turn off your TV and think now whether or not that's real. Like he goes down and puts blood on his ear and goes and they did sacrifice somebody. Maybe they did kill somebody, and everybody's like, they're in cognitive dissonance. They're like, wait a minute, I thought this was a private rally or something. And it's like, nah, you got people that will do a sacrifice to scare people. See, that's how they do trauma. It's called trauma bond mind control. They'll, well, in the shitty world here, and in the petri dish, the cuckoo's nest, where everybody's watching this stuff, they're getting highly traumatized and affected and hypnotized by it. It's jolting. What is it? It's out of control, whatever it is. All that is really is just to try and get the damn global population to centralize even more focus. They're finding out how many people are looking at this and will centralize basically intelligences for them to get. They need that focus, right? Attention to start getting more and more like the one world president that is just CGI, babes. That is a computer animation. They say, well, we're going to be behind glass now because, well, even at our own rallies, it proves that and they can have any excuse to just condense it in that way. And if there's more people technologically harnessed up, that of course it's who cares about the weirdos out in the jungle over there that they are proving to not want to have anything to do with even an airplane, right? They are very much, there is that on the planet where they just leave certain specimens of the human occupation, so-called, over there. We don't know what's on the planet, by the way. Getting back to turn off your TV. Do you really know what happened? Do you really know? The answer is a fucking solid no. See, because you weren't there, you can't say for sure that you know. No, what you can say for sure is that you don't know. Still. How about that? And how quiet it's gotten. I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's like, you people, there could very well be a civil war started. You notice it was like right in the middle when he's talking about something about it just doesn't make sense what he's saying. Are you for letting immigrants come in, or are you against letting immigrants come in? Either way, there's like this fist going up saying, I will win, like, and all these issues that are coming up is like, it's not solving any problems. No politicians do that. There's an analogy, and I'll bother to talk to you about it right here, right now. I mean, just to blow your mind with a little bit of a story, right? The analogy goes that, politicians, they're just dry bones. They are dried. There's no meat on them, but their followers are being tossed to these dry bones. Right? That's who they are. As their politicians are. They are so dry, though. You see, there isn't a lick of blood in them. The followers of the politician chews on these bones. See that we are under the impression that they're going to solve a lot of what. See what happens is you're staying busy chewing on these bones. You don't notice you've been put in a doghouse, maybe in a box, and what is your life? Where's your nourishment coming from? But after a while, chewing on those dry bones, gnawing on it, and trying to get it to make sense about every 4 years or 8, your mouth starts to bleed, chewing on those dry bones. That blood, you begin to think, you begin to feel that, oh, it's what's nourishing me now. Now I'm getting the symbiotic relationship with my host over there, and really, you are turned into a flea, and you can't even suck their blood. Really, they're sucking yours. And in fact, by the way of their being just dry bones tossed to you, and you keep chewing on them, and what's coming out is your blood. You're swallowing it, thinking that it's the nourishment coming from them, and the narcissist, they do politics, they do religion, and guess what else they do? I hate to tell you about it. Religion is part of it, and what the idea that the church has over there is marriage. I'm sorry. We can understand the programming of the organism, which says love is here to stay, but you don't have to get married to make that happen. See, that's a very big controversy, just like any of the other traditional overlays that are happening. For how long, um, and for what kind of thing. You question it. Well, what is it all about? I'm looking at a living nightmare. I'm sorry. I'm a Libra. See, this is the Libra generation, and there could be. Yeah, there's a split. See, some people say, no, you're actually stupid and retarded because you talk in such a way of marriages. And it's like, yeah, I can talk of marriages that way, but I didn't talk of soul meaningful partnerships, healthy. I'm sorry, there is soul connection, right? I didn't deny that. Pardon me. Do you really need to get married, though? See, okay, you want to get down and dirty? What we see mainly. See, I'm a woman here saying, no, that's not fair for the man because a lot of times he's the one working, right? Or maybe. But it's whoever is working and builds up an asset, I don't know, however long, but somebody's a gold digger usually. Come on, put it out on the table. Did we just fall out the fucking... See, this is the danger, is that some people could be just 25 years old. This means that they were hardly born, but, okay, 24 years old. They were hardly born in 2000, year 2000. In the year 2000, in the year 2000, babes, I was born in the 70s when I just, I really like, believe it or not, it's just after the 60s. I mean, really, I'm 74. I don't mind the disco ball. See, music is music is music, and dancing. I love dancing. What's wrong with dancing in tights, in nylon tights? John Travolta and all those people were jamming. Olivia Newton-John and who else? Sparking the show up. It was big. It's all happening then, babe. I mean, you'd think it was, but it was really getting. Well, what was it getting? It was getting. Huh. Anyway, you definitely have to weed out and talk about your nourishment. Make sure that you're interested in whatever it is you're feeding on. Does it, is it satisfying at all? Your curiosity, if anything, I don't know. Yeah. So getting back, how do you like that story about the politician and the dry bone? Like and subscribe. Thank you for being here and listening. How strange I sound, right? There is a Mars aspect of guy happening, and I'm just warning you again. If you haven't noticed, there's a little bit more stress that they're putting down on me. the organism, because there needs, well, the whole thing needs to wake up. And when if it doesn't, see, I was trying to talk to a friend about it today, because it's just something that keeps coming across me. Am I the only one that I talk about it? I might be the only one. Yeah, stationed up in the mountains that has a chance to look at it and see it more clear than anybody else, maybe in the Western Hemisphere, because nobody questions. Do we really need money? Yes or no? See, a Jew right now, or I'm sorry I said that. I'm not prejudiced, but because there's a certain kind of person here that says no. Of course we need money to survive. What the? You're not. You're stupid. I was like, no, actually, um, no. Money is what happens when you become stupid enough that you can't carry on with contributing through the purpose that you have been put on the planet here. Is there something, if anything, are you born into something is it around you that says we know how to do this, and you do it with your hands and you create. And I didn't just say that we stay in a cave and fuck with blades of grass and dirt. Maybe we do elevate and say no. We do this because it's our right to have. What is it? What? See, now with this language thing, the thing that I found, and I'm trying to tell you about in some videos, it's you know there's a window of time for me to be able to relay this, and I have to stay focused. Yeah, there's a lot coming up, and I worry during the lull times that I'm not channeling whether or not, like, am I going to get back on it? See, but I will, and I am. Um, I'm of course being distracted by lower vibrational frequency. Who isn't? That is a higher vibrational frequency kind of being that is kind of, we're put here to be artists and express ourselves on a level that is like, trying to let you know. See, I don't know if you guys knew, but we were already talking about how there's something that has to happen with, especially the Trump character, these characters. It's going to change into CGI, into complete. See, I'm trying to tell you that, babes, as much as you get emotionally hooked into it, and it's happening apparently over YouTube, that strikingly charming and more like magnetic personalities can get on here, and you think that we are talking directly to you, but really, no. A channeler, and babes, there are oracles on here. Have you found the oracles? Go trip out on the tarot throw readers. Do your own signs tarot throw. Find out what your rising sign is. You want to do your rising, your sun, or your moon. And the idea is to listen to like 30 of them and trip out on how it starts doing the same theme. You almost think that they're listening to each other, but no, the universe is speaking through these people, and they're throwing. There's also, like, you could, it's just the way it is. It's that we're here, and however you need to wake up to the phenomena of synchronicity happening here. There are shamans, there are astrologers, there are higher learning tools. They could be just ouchy boochie, people slapping their self in the face in front of you. God, and where's my hat? I want to put my hat up that says, and can I please have... I'm sorry, torturing everybody who really wanted to send me money through an electronic pay. And I think, God, that'd be great, but there's some reason that I'm not hooked up into it yet, and I don't think I ever will. It's just, I'm sorry that if you live in it, see, a lot of people in the United States, I don't think that anybody has their own money. They're all in debt. If they do, they are enslaved, and it's like, well, I don't expect anybody to send me money in the mail, even if it's just one little stamp. Hardly. How much is the stamp nowadays? 45 cents? And you're paranoid about the mail, and I don't blame you. People still, they're, they used to ship children through the post office mail. Did you know that? It was cheaper. Why would you ship children? Well, they used to sell them. Why did I just jump to minute 27? How long ago was that happening? Not long ago. Not see. Uh, I mean, they had cameras with pictures of men carrying babies inside the And what is it? Well, I'm shipping my. What was happening? They were doing. It was open. It was more open back in the day. What day? Well, it was the day when things were. You thought things were ridiculous then, right? Now, really, check out then when it was in the middle of genocide, not too long ago, right? And people are just what's masterminding a lot of the social whatever you see out there chugging away, doing whatever, is it knows about generational value. It knows that how that they can erase an entire culture away from the perception of the organism and retrain it to go to the fucking movies and eat cotton candy and think that this is what it's all about with your 3D printed shitty fucking shoes that don't walk for crap and you don't know how to do anything. Masterminded to where in another 40 years, who gives a fuck about everything else that we used to care to do a vibrational frequency with, like, that would speak to us, that we have a way to convey music through our bodies through an instrument that was designed sensitive enough to pick it up because it's a musical instrument and musical instruments pick up musical people and fuck all that. You can kind of see how that who's going to pick it up? It's up to you. Are you turning 49, 50, even 60? What are you conveying with your fucking jibber jabber? Do you have any jibber jabber? How about your life? What is the presence that you are that juggles, huh? In front of the kids where they go, or are they like after a while because it's like, first of all, do you give them space? Because they're probably here to say, you know what? Is there something we're here to do? Because I am certainly not doing you. And you hope they're like that. If you're miserable, you hope they're like that because you don't want them to be miserable like you. You want them to do something the opposite. It's tough. I can't imagine